Hello everybody, so today I have a solo GTA Online money guide. So for this week until Thursday, this will get you about 600,000 an hour, but after all the double cash and RP things are over, it should get you about 300,000 an hour. Still okay. So what you're going to need for this is completely solo. You can do it with multiple people, but it's fine solo. So you're going to want um, first off, you're going to want to be in a solo public session. There's a bunch of ways you can find on YouTube of how to get into one. Um, you're going to want a bunker, and then MC businesses, however many you have. I'm going to be doing it with 4 of the 5, every one of them except forged documents, because it's not really worth it, in my opinion. You're also going to want, these are a bit more optional. You're going to want one or the other though. You want an Oppressor Mark 1 and 2. I'll be using both of them in this, but you should be good with one of them. You also need a terabyte. I think that's about it. Oh, and your bunker and MC businesses, you'll want to make sure those have the equipment and staff upgrades on all of them. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to go through to your bunker and your businesses and make sure they are it's best they're empty first, and then you just buy one set of supplies. Then you'll go do client jobs. I'll show those after that, but you'll buy supplies for all of them, and then you'll want to set a timer for 2 hours and 45 minutes, or just look at the clock and see when 2 hours and 45 minutes will be, and then you can come back. I'm going to start with the bunker. With the bunker, only do one set of supplies, because then you'll only get one vehicle. So you'll just want to go ahead. You can also try parking it in front, or parking MOC in front of the bunker to prevent certain missions if you do not want those. But I would recommend only one set of supplies, otherwise you have multiple vehicles, and a lot of times that would be impossible. And I would also recommend doing this in CircoServe, so your or SecuroServe, so your biker businesses don't get raided. Just gonna go ahead and sell. Let's see what we get here. Okay.
Believe me, you do not want to make this handover face to face.
Okay, so this sucks. I probably should have put something here. So this mission's a pain. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just go sell this. Okay, so now I have this done. And I gotta still get out of the area and started recruiting this yet, but so I've already screwed up in this. You want to buy supplies before you sell. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so buy supplies, then sell. Okay, don't do what I did, because then you'd have to come back up here and make an unnecessary trip. Okay, so after you sell that, you would be probably down Los Santos, not in your bunker. You want to go ahead and go to your first biker business. Okay, so for business locations, I recommend just the cheapest for all the biker businesses, and so I'm going to show you where you'll want to park a vehicle. The oppressor works fine. You'll want to use the oppressor when you're doing the biker businesses, and I'll explain that. I'll explain why in a minute. So about right there should protect you from the post-op vans. It's not a. It's if you get post-op vans on all of them. Okay, what I remember you use weed, counterfeit cash, meth, and coke. If you get it on all of them but coke, you're gonna get 2. And it's near impossible. I was able to get 9 of 10, so not that bad. But if you get on coke, there should only be 1 if you only bought 1 set of supplies. So, going to sell it. So don't forget to get your supplies first. buy supplies. Only buy supplies if you have the equipment and staff upgrades. Otherwise, I think with the double you'll make a profit, but normally you won't. Or it'll be like a couple $100s. Okay, so you're going to want to sell the other county all the time. I don't think anybody sells to the same county as where their businesses are. So we'll see what we'll get. Hopefully if we're lucky we'll get one of the vans. The one van, and we did. Oh, and Greg is sweet, so he's gonna get us high. That'll be fun. But this will give me a chance to talk about why each oppressor went. So the oppressor, the original, you can actually get around pretty quick. So if you have multiple vehicles and you just fly back up on the highway or down, depending on where depending on where your business is, it will be a lot quicker. And I'll get to the Oppressor Mark II in a minute. Like, neither of them are required, but it's better to have one. Over this guide. A lot of stuff isn't required. You don't have to do everything I'm doing. But also, I will be going through each of the client jobs and how to do this. Also, with the whole 600 hour thing. See, with this one, it's a bit different. Because some hours, like the hour when you sell it, it'll probably take about an hour or so to sell all the businesses and what you have. You know, you'll make like 1.5 million with the double cash. You'll make like 1.5 million. But then the hour you're doing client jobs, you'll make close to 400,000. Usually in the 2 hours and 45 minutes it takes for the businesses to reproduce, I usually make about 800,000 with the double cash on the client jobs. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish selling this. Also, if you get this one, I recommend you mark on the map that it's always smoke on the water, which is like right here. But I recommend you mark on the map before and use Lester once you get close. But you'll have to try and get outside the cops. This one's gonna be a pain in the ass. You might have to just like hop out an easy way out to get the cops off of you once you get down there. Okay, so correction, it's over there, and I've lost the cops just driving normally. Yeah, that's great. But the reason you want to be outside of the cops is because they'll recognize you as DUI, and you'll immediately get the cops again. So yeah, and if you can't, which you probably can't if they're still on you, I just got lucky and lost them. Don't try and lose them, just drive down here. And if they can't, like I said, just easy way out. So there's another couple on them. So you're going to want to wait. You're gonna want to request your oppressor. Yeah, when you're gonna want to wait until messages start to pop up. Right above the mini map. You should get a couple. You just want to be ready to disband like that. Disband as quickly as possible so your other businesses don't get raided. And if they do, you'll have to deal with that. So, going to go up to the next business guy, which is going to be Counterfeit Cash. Okay, so if you have the Counterfeit Cash, this one's easy. You just want to find this X right here. Park on it, make sure you kind of like that. It's a further one out. This is that one, but you want that one. We're just gonna go do the same thing. And you should be getting a notification your wheat farm supplies have arrived, or whatever business you did before. Takes about 10 minutes, I believe. So buy supplies, sell stock. Remember, all this is just double cash and RP for this week. MC and client jobs. Rockstar's apparently lost their mind, and I've put everything double cash and RP, but it makes up for last month having the shittiest event weeks ever. Okay, van. So we got lucky because it's one, so it should just be 2 in a row. So, wow. I am probably going to pay with the post-op vans next time, but, if you're not, oh, that's a weird bug where the engine doesn't have sound. That bothers me. Oh, that's annoying. That might just be my headphones fucking up, though. Oh, that's fucking annoying. I can't. Stop it. There we go. That was bothering me. But, if you get the van one and it's not weed, then you don't even have to worry about that, but you just have to worry about enemies. A lot of times I don't believe you can shoot backwards, straight backwards. So, you want to try and hit. They should be coming in front of you, and they'll be on bikes, so you'll want to try and hit them off. And it's best if you can leave one alive. I am out of snacks. That's not good. Recommend getting those. But you can always flip around. Yeah, so you just want to it's best if you can do that, because then it will delay the next set of them spawning. So just it's pretty easy to leave them alive on the ground. And then just drive to the drop off. So usually with the trucks, a lot of times the drop off is here if it's not weed. So you'll want to be careful, because I once kind of cut over that and got stuck on a rock there. Be careful, and if you get stuck on anything, especially if it's like the Pounder Custom, you have a few seconds to get it unstuck, or it fails the mission, so you'll want to run out, use the up atomizer, and get it unstuck. And if you don't have one, I think they're like $300,000 at Ammunition, well worth it. It's also good for getting through fences without having to waste an explosive. So once again, just like last time, we're going to want to request our repressor. If you have one, and use it. And go to the next one. Okay, so we're on to meth, and this one can be a bit stubborn with the post-op vans. So if you have this one, and you have an MOC, I know I didn't mention this at the beginning, it's not really necessary, but try and get a big vehicle. You'll want to park the trailer there, and across from the pole, that about there. I think that's good, because they like to spawn them like around the area. That should be good. I'm pretty sure that's how that is. As we'll see. And also, I'm sure there's somewhere online, if you don't have one, the same businesses as me, that you can find exactly where each one of them spawn. I'm sure somebody's made that. Going to not forget to resupply my shit this time. So let's sell stock as usual. Also, sorry for my squeaky chair. If that shut up. Okay, so planes. So this one is possible. So if you're
Alright, these drops.
So your presser is not by you, you'll want to request that. And I'll show you how I do this one. This one should have two planes, if I'm correct. Seaplanes. Yes, okay. So I'm gonna get over there. Okay, so once you get over here, you're going to obviously want to get into the plane. You want to quickly check your map and see. Okay, so we don't have the drop here for this one, so that's nice. But either way, what you're gonna want to do. So we have to fly low, and all these drops are over the ocean. So I would say the easiest way, and this is how I do it, is pick up, and we're just gonna want to fly kind of straight towards the ocean. Maybe get a little bit more speed than that before we take off, but you're going to want to be careful, especially if you're selling at night, because those big power lines, those can be a problem. I have not seen those, and I've crashed a few planes doing this sale before, going up that way, so it's I do. It usually just kind of go off this way, over the mountains, dip down to stay under, just get down to the ocean and basically stay over the ocean, lower, stay over the ocean. Much easier to fly low above the ocean. Sometimes you will get a drop in there, you'll just have to fly up and fly back down to the ocean. I'll show that if I have another one. And also, flying over the airport is a decent shortcut. Not too much of a pain, because it's not really buildings over a runway. But for the most part, I like to stick above the ocean. Makes this mission a lot easier. Okay, so just making the last drop in the first plane. So if you have planes or choppers, I recommend you just fly back to the other one in it. You should be able to go above the radar thing. You'll just have to deal with beeping. You might get the cops, but also if you're doing a cell mission where you have to fly over land, like with the CEO crates and it's under the radar, don't be afraid to go up, because I'm not sure it is in like regular missions, but a lot of times the cell missions, or I'm sure all the time cell missions, all that happens is you get a one level, you just have to call Lester. Don't like try flying super low and hit a tree and blow up the plane and lose all your product. And if you get the boat mission, now if it's on the west, or if it's on the east side, there's not typically a lot of beaches, so you usually have to take the boat back to the other ones. But if you get it on the west side, like the one by Chumash, there are a few places where you can just spawn an oppressor right on the boat. I'd recommend, or on the beach, not the boat. I would recommend like trying to spawn it through the EMC menu and see if it'll spawn on the beach before you drive your boat onto land, because then that you would run to a roadway. Or you could always just take the boat back. But there are some beaches where with the MC menu you can spawn an oppressor, or any motorcycle for that matter. But if it's not an oppressor, I don't know. I'd really use the time to do that. But so yeah, just fly back in whatever you have. If it's an air vehicle for the most part, but road vehicles, obviously you always want to get an oppressor. I did not get the one there, but you'll want to be careful when landing. Probably land decently far away, because I was landing, I was thinking, oh, I better say, be careful where you land so you don't smack into the other plane and blow it up. Well, that one just decided to blow up. So maybe keep it in the water a little bit further away, no matter what it is, for this plane or the chopper. Also, if you get them spawning at graves, there's a big explodey tank right by where the chopper spawns, so be careful about that one too. Talk about if you get the post-op vans. Now, if you get 2 of them and it's just you probably aren't going to get them all. Now I did pretty good. I was able to deliver 9 or 10 barely. If you get a little bit less lucky, you maybe have worse drops than I did, or you get into a few accidents that slow you down, you might not, so it might be best to just close your game or unplug your console or PC. I know there's ways of doing it on you just close it on Xbox like I am. I'm pretty sure you can do it on PlayStation, and I think there's something you can do on computer. Or you can just unplug it, whatever. And you should only lose a little bit. That also goes for if half of your product gets destroyed. If over half does, then you might as well do that to save most of it, and we'll get returned. I'm pretty sure that works for everything besides import, export. I'm not sure if it works or not for nightclubs, which also you could do nightclubs on the side. With this, I recommend selling, right under 500,000, because still get the speedo. I did not, so I'm head off to my next one, but if it's just one post stop, you should be fine. Holy shit, that's two. I'm going to go to the next one, like I said. Okay, so for the Coke lockup, if you have the cheapest one, it should just be about, if you just want to line up with that and then back up to about here, I'm pretty sure that's good. That'll just avoid the post-op one, but if you only have one set of supplies, it should only be one, so it's possible. But that's still slow as hell, and it would still be better to get, you know, something else. So also, you guys will want to do this between now and Thursday, because Thursday morning there will be a new event week and hopefully a DLC. But this will all be cut in half. I still pretty sure this would be a really good, especially for a solo money guide. And even if none of this stuff is double cash and RP, it would still be decent. And odds are, with all the different stuff you do in this, at least one of them are going to be double cash. So, with everything like this, don't expect this to happen. Okay, I got two. Usually you only get one with this, I thought, but don't ever expect all this stuff to be double cash. Probably won't. But odds are that one or two of the things will be sometimes, at least one. Especially if it's client jobs. Even if you don't have all these businesses, just do client jobs, because you can make a lot of money doing that. But it's better to combine it with MC businesses and Bunker. I'm gonna go ahead and do the sale. Okay, so I realized I haven't really said anything about the garbage trucks. Those are possible easily. They're much quicker than the post-op vans. And you'll just want to go ahead and, you know, get in one like I'm doing, do all the drops, oppressor, go back, get the other one. You should have plenty of time. But like I said in the beginning, you'll want to do this in a solo public, or you're probably going to get your shit blown up, because people have nothing better to do than ruin hours of work. But it is easily possible. Post-op vans, not so much, but and boats too, easily possible. I think that covers all of the sub vehicles, right? Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Okay, so now that that's done, that is all the businesses. I think I made probably about 1.5-ish million doing that. So just like usual, we're going to do that, but we're going to want to start headed towards the city. If you're not there already. And we're going to start on client job now. Also at this point, you're going to want to, and I have to, set a timer for 2 hours and 45 minutes again. My phone is almost dead. That is not good. And then in 2 hours 45 minutes, that means everything will be done, and we stop client jobs and go back and sell again. But at this point, just gonna go through and do client jobs until then. And now I'm going to go through all the client jobs and show you how I do it. And I think it's the easiest way of doing it. But you're gonna want to start by going up this northern-ish region. You're gonna want to be in this kind of area when you request your terabyte. I can't use my MOC is out, so if you took that out, you have to return that. Wait a minute. Like a bitch. Okay, so let's go ahead and wait for it to spawn. And this is where your Press Mark II is going to come in, because you have it in the terabyte, which is really useful for these. So you really don't have to use the terabyte for much. You know, there's only like I think 2 missions where you have to move it. Otherwise, you can just keep it where it is and you see a Oppressor Mark II. So you'll want to start by going into the back. Obviously, doesn't really matter where it is. As long as you just want to make sure it's not close to the Life Invader office, which is like about around here. And this should be far enough away. So you're going to want to register as a CEO. If you do biker, you might have to if you don't have a CEO, but well, you should with well, you'd have to have a nightclub, which you'd have to right. So yeah, I think you would. But you'll want to do that so your biker businesses don't get raided. What? Okay, let me see. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try and figure this out. Why this isn't letting me play this.
And as luck would have it, there's a 211 on the police scanner, so we're in business. Use the app in the nerve center to access the traffic camera network
can you
and
stop?
find out where the robberies
Yeah,
go
I get it.
down.
I've done this
Then
mission
just swoop
about
in
100
and
times.
take the payday, and I'll find us a client who can deactivate a die pack.
Okay. So, I got it working. I had to restart GTA, and I just pulled the terabyte right out from my nightclub. So maybe try moving it if it does that for you. I don't know. But so we're gonna get on the cameras and go left because 9 times out of 10, it's this one, but this time it's not. So just keep going left with the D-pad. Wait for the long ass loading screen. This one almost never has it. I don't think I've ever had it there. These loading screens would not be taking half this much time if I wasn't recording. Okay, this one has it quite a bit, but it's probably going to be at the Pacific Standard. So yeah, probably the Pacific Standard. Yep. Okay, so you'll need to pan the camera over to the doors until you get the interior. Press that. And then if you're in the smaller bank, you'll have to like pan the camera over.
These guys look like
Kind of like
professionals.
this.
Military grade weapons, tactical training.
And you
But
just
then
hit B once it says go to the Fleeca Bank. Or the Pacific Standard Bank, whichever one it is. So you're going to want to get on your Oppressor Mark II if you have one. I'm just going to be showing how to do it with that. It's a better way of having it, of doing it. And don't you research for missiles on this? No, that's the original. I want to go over to the bank, which in this case isn't too far. So you just kind of want to wait a minute because we'll have to wait for the minigun guy to come out.
Okay, so that is
You just want to quickly just spam missiles until he's dead.
I don't like working with other people either. But it's
Park pretty close to the door. Do not start mashing it right away, or the oppressor will fly even halfway off of it.
easier.
And just come in here, kill the bank robbers. If you're in the smaller bank, one will be like in the vault, and the other will be like right in the front.
Okay, I've got a client who will take this off our hands, as long as the cops are out of the picture.
You'll want to be really careful not to get killed by the cops because they will impound your oppressor. If they do, you can just call the assistant and get it back for $1,000 without having to go to the impound. So you want to get away. The drop-off is different depending on which bank it is, I'm pretty sure, so you'll want to call Lester.
Hi. What service are you looking for?
Cops off of you.
Can't handle the heat, my friend?
Simply-
Okay. Leave it with creepy Uncle Lester.
And you simply want to go, you'll take it to the drop-off, and then head back to the terabyte. Okay, so just like that, 60 grand. That took me like, I'm not sure exactly what it said. You guys would have seen the thing in the bottom right that gives you 30 minutes to do the math. That only took a couple minutes. This is one of the quicker ones.
That's good work.
And
it pays good too.
normally it's only
Should be what you
30,
know.
still pretty decent, better than contact missions, or that's for sure, because then you get a loading screen and lobby and a pain in the ass. So you'll go back to your oppressor, or to the terabyte, and you'll want to make sure to park the oppressor in the terabyte. This will refill your missiles and fix it if it's damaged. Also, if you run into the bank and by then you're like in red, you'll want to let one of the robbers kill you. You'll respawn, the cops will be gone. You'll get a wanted level when you walk back in the bank, but this should give you the time to get the gold and get out. Because if the cops kill you, bye bike. So yes, there is 5-minute cooldowns, but it's still really good money. So you want to wait. I like just doing them in order. And we paid a total of $375,000, I'm pretty sure, in supplies. It seems like a lot. It is. But you should always buy supplies. It gives you, especially when it's double cash and RP on client jobs, because then you can easily, with a double, you can make it back in 6 missions. When it's not, that would take 12. Then, I think I've already mentioned this, but I usually make about 800 grand in the 2 hours and 45 minutes. And also, if you have to close the game or whatever, you should pause your timer and then just play it once you get back in game if you have to like stop in the middle or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and wait for this timer. Okay, so the cooldown is over, so we're going to start data sweep now. And before I said it was 6 missions, it's actually 7. And half of that's profit, and then after that it's all profit. So this one just nothing on the computer, just straight on to the Mark II. And okay, let me go for that one first. Okay, so on every one of these targeted data ones, there is 3 that are moving around, or not targeted data, it's data sweep. But there's 3 that are moving around and 1 that is stationary. It's best if you get the stationary one, but we're gonna, how I like to do this, I go to 2 of the moving ones first. I just try and get the one with stout in the middle of nowhere first, and you can just look on the map for the stationary ones. It's that one on this one, and then sometimes you'll get one up in like Blaine County, and then it will be one that's kind of like in this area somewhere. But you can always tell by which one isn't moving. So you're just gonna want to go up, and you need the vehicle, so don't blow them up. Okay, so you'll see them. They're always going pretty slow in a armored vehicle, black. You'll see the circle. You just want to get right above them and start this, and they won't start shooting at you until about there. Then you'll hear them yell shit at you, and you'll just kind of want to stay right above them, so it's hard for them to hit you. And that's not it, so we can just leave now. Probably not too good of an idea to go straight out in front of them, because they'll get some hits on you. So I'm going to go after one of these. And if you are in the situation where you have 2 left, 1 is moving and 1 is stationary, go for the stationary one. I'll explain that why you want to do that in a minute here. You can always open up the phone beforehand too. But it's not a time thing, it's when it gets to like 30% that they'll start shooting at you. You have to be decently low. And bridges and stuff can also be helpful, obviously, in this. Okay, so this is the next. Now, even though that one's moving, it's right there. A lot of people would probably go after that one, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the one that is stationary. And the reason I'm doing that is because on the Oppressor Mark II, there's no way to use a drive-by weapon, so you can't just kill them without blowing up the vehicle. So, if you do hack one and it has it and it's moving, you'll have to get off the bike, find a road vehicle, a civilian vehicle, and steal it, and then chase them down and shoot them out. But if it's stationary, you can just park up on a roof, and you cannot use the internet. When you park up on a roof, kind of where you're protected, because there will be a few guys that'll be there shooting. So we'll see. Okay, so in this case, this is it. So what we're gonna want to do is get on the ground, try to get shot up, and kill them. There's usually, I'm pretty sure, 3 guys every time. So once you take them out, you want to get in it. When it's stationary, I'm pretty sure it's always a van like this. Now, if this wasn't it, and it was the other one, what we'd want to do is fly the oppressor to the area if it's the last one that's moving. Fly the oppressor Mark II to the area and steal a civilian vehicle, preferably not something too slow, so don't be too picky. And then you'll want to try and get in front of them, preferably where you can block them and shoot them. And you can typically get a jump on them. I'd recommend not just shooting standing still, getting in front of them. I'd recommend, being in the vehicle when you start shooting at them. That way, if you don't get them, you don't gotta worry about hurry up and run and find the vehicle and stuff. Also, they do have a tendency, like, even if they don't know, even if they're not on to you, like, if you'll fly up and park somewhere, and this is in, like, this will happen in CEO crate missions and stuff, but they'll turn around, because they're psychic, apparently. Like, if they're already chasing you, then yeah, they see you, they turn around. But, like, even sometimes if they don't see you, like, if you park up the road, get set up to shoot at them, they will turn around and go the other way, so that could be a problem. And so, once you get the vehicle, I don't think people will come after you. They might, but you'll just want to drive it off to the drop-off, obviously. Like I said, data drive's delivered. So once again, you want to request your oppressor. You can use it with the terabyte menu or the vehicle if it was the last one out, and go back to the terabyte.
That's good work, and the pay's good too. Should be with you now.
Cooldown's down. We're gonna start targeted data.
Our client needs someone to take it out. I know, but the money's
So
good
for this one,
and
we
the
actually
work
have
is
to go into the
interesting,
cab
so
and
I
move
don't
the
know how
damn thing. If it says you're too close, you'll just have to move back from it. If it says your organization is too close, I think that's what it'll say. If you're doing this with multiple people, it could be somebody else, but if it's just you, it's probably because you and the terabyte are way too close. You don't have to be too far, and I wouldn't recommend going too far. But I just want to drive over there. If it's decently quick, so it shouldn't take too long. Also, I'm sorry if this video is kind of long for a money guide. I just wanted to show you, in depth and stuff. So you're gonna want to park here, hold right on the D-pad. Some people will just run in and shoot. I think it can be a bit easier and quicker with the drones, but this part's more up to you. And I forgot to mention this, but you'll want the drone station, because these missions, even there's this one and the next one, you can do them without the drone, but you need the drone station for the game to even let you do it. So you want to be careful, because these drones are very fragile. And also,
both the laptops to access their servers will be upstairs. Send the drone up there, avoiding any guards.
you don't have to really worry too much about them seeing you. They really, I've never had one of them catch me, but if you fly right in front of their face, it's gonna happen. So you want to fly. You want to be very careful at this point. You want to stay as far back from possible. You'll want to stop and wait for a second to make sure it's not going to go into the table. And you want to look for like the first number, so we're looking for 73. Don't just start pressing A a lot, because it'll enter photo mode, because it's a bit of a bug, but you'll see that in a minute. So I'll look for 73. Okay, there it is. Sometimes, and then you'll look at the second letter, so in this case it matches, so it's the same one. Sometimes they'll have like multiple, there's probably another 73 in there. Okay, so now, you can see I'm in photo mode now, so you just have to press B, and then you're good. Hopefully that gets patched. But yeah, so that's why you don't want to keep pressing A, because you'll wind up taking a picture. And okay, so we'll do the same thing here. So we're looking for 98. And there it is, I got lucky. You can kind of scan through all of them like with the thing and look for it if you're having troubles. So heck, so then it usually just automatically kicks you out back into this once you hack both of them. So then this is the easy part, you just get onto the compressor. No need to move the terabyte, and then it will show the map. There'll be a few different places that he can be, and it's usually him and a couple bodyguards. But with the oppressor, it's easy because you can just lock on to them. Already am. So I got him first try there. Sometimes you might just hit one of the bodyguards and you might have to retry. It's also pretty decent at RP when it's double cash and RP. I love quite a bit from it.
I hope you're happy with that paycheck.
And going back to the terabyte, and I will show you the last one. Shopping is ready, and these two you need multiple people for, and I think they pay like half, so even if you don't do them, just stick with these. So we're gonna go ahead and confirm, and so this is another one we'll need to drive. And
our client wants these rocks, but she won't pay retail price. Get over there and put some of
even if you don't have a terabyte or you get bored of doing client jobs, you can always do like CEO for rates or something. But I would recommend, if you have it, to do the client jobs, or if you don't have the terabyte, this is one of the best vehicles in the game. Get it. But what you're gonna want to do is park up here.
Looks like you're coming up on the jewelers.
Now we are going to enter the rear by holding right on the D-pad. I'm not sure what it is on mouse and keyboard. It should pop up though for you.
We're doing this calmly and methodically.
So
Use the drone for some
I'm not doing that. You want to get your oppressor out. You could always do that. If you are going to go that way, I'd recommend tasing both the guards outside. But you'll want to make sure, if you're doing it this way, you'll want to make sure your homing missiles are turned off, or they'll start shooting at you. You kind of want to park this right there. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to start bitching at you. Oh, that will happen sometimes if you're a fucking idiot. Good thing about that is, though, it should get the cops to fuck off until I run back in there. It will. So not big deal if you wind up getting killed. The civilians can be kind of a pain in the ass too. They're also the one-way fucking bulletproof glass too. Okay, is this guy bugged out? Okay, so he'll drop the diamonds. I did have one in like 100 times doing this mission where the diamonds just did not pop up. I think they might have glitched under the map. I couldn't do anything about it, so you might just want to quit your game if that happens. So you want to lose the cops. If you don't want to call Lester, you just want to start headed this way. I'm just going to call Lester for sake of time. But you usually don't even have to. The diamonds are always in the same spot.
Can't handle the heat, my friend? Okay, leave it with creepy Uncle
there it is
Lester.
on the map. So I probably could have just drove there and not called Lester. Also, you can hold RB and like pull up like this. I think most people know about that by now to go faster on this. So it makes you think you're on the ground, and I mean they'll probably wind up getting patched after the update, but helps you go a little faster. ahead and there we go. So that's about it. By now, robbery in progress should be pulled down and you'll be able to do it again. Yeah, but like I said, I get about 800 grand. That's with the double cash. I get about 800 grand. If you were a bit quicker, you could probably get $1 million in that time. I would just have to do 2 more missions to make my money back on the supplies too. Seems like a lot, but trust me, it's better than doing those damn resupply missions. That's about it. I am going to try and upload more, upload regularly. I do plan on trying to record a time lapse of me doing this method. I want to hit 50 mil by the end of this event week, and it is Monday, I think. I'm uploading this on the same day, so that's like 5 mil a day that I have to make. I think it's possible, but when I started doing this, when this event week started, I had 22 mil. Now I'm at 35, so pretty decent. I haven't even played too much. But I think that's about it. Yeah, I will try and be uploading more regularly. I want to get back into that. If you have any suggestions for this, anything you would do differently, please let me know. But I think that's about it. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you liked it, like button, be sure to subscribe for more. Goodbye.